everyone needs to be doing video. It's so simple. Everyone has the capability right there in their pocket to just pick up the phone. And nowadays with CapCut and so many, opportunities within the app to do editing, there's literally no excuse. Hello, I'm Taylor Wellman, owner of Financial Potion Video Marketing Solutions in Mesa, Arizona. From thought to distribution, we help business owners from all different industries communicate in a more authentic way and a more efficient way through customized video marketing solutions. So we work really well with fellow B2B businesses. And so if you are a business who markets to other business owners, we're really good at helping you leverage LinkedIn because it's one of my favorite platforms as well. We do help people who sell products, beauty products, even clocks. But I really do love working with fellow business owners who are trying to connect with other businesses. So one particular area that we really work with is speakers and coaches. So business coaches, because really the only thing that is unique is them. And we want to be able to highlight, their expertise and their value propositions the best way possible. And that's through video. So we always start with a strategy session where we want to discuss the end goal. Who do they really want to work with? What are some of those KPIs, some of those, key performance indicators, whether it's sales or is it attendees for their event? And then from that strategy session, we can determine which platforms are going to be the best to go on, as well as then what videos we should focus on producing, for that particular campaign. And just because everyone's on TikTok doesn't mean you necessarily need to be on TikTok. Again, it does depend on who are you actually trying to connect with. And then even if you do need to go on TikTok, maybe you don't necessarily need to do some dancing videos or all of the trendy things, maybe some trendy things, but it's really about being strategic of what makes sense for your brand, your target demographic, and at the end of the day, like who you really are. If that's not something that you resonate with and want to do, you shouldn't try to be that online either. Really, we like to actually look at who are you already working with that you really enjoy working with, because in most cases, you probably can look at your client list and, although it might feel mean because it's almost like selecting your favorite child amongst all your children, but it's true. Like some clients are just a little more fun, a little easier to work with. And I'm sure many business owners can relate that there's just some that are a little bit of a pain that you can't wait for those projects to get done. And so what are those demographics and psychographics of those people whom you really enjoyed working with? And that can give you really good insight into who you might want to target to just attract more of those types of people. I think a lot of us business owners, we don't pay attention to our own businesses so much. We're so focused on giving to our clients and giving to our customers that sometimes, just sort of like the whole reason why people say therapy is so good. By working with a marketer and having like a strategic conversation, it gives you that opportunity to sit and pause and actually reflect and think about, who are those people? So many times it's just through a simple conversation. Our strategy sessions are typically only 1 hour. We can uncover a lot of that great information to run with. So I do love that we get to work with so many different industries. And ever since COVID, it's been, we have the in-person, recordings, and then we've really also been ramping up on the virtual side. So it's still just navigating, how to get, some of the best streams, where to even stream your content. So that's something that we've been ongoing working and just making sure that we're providing the best products, but also just keeping a pulse on all the social media platforms. Threads, although it was launched in 2023, is really starting to ramp up in 2024. And I'm sure, come this time next year, there'll be a whole other platform that we have to keep our pulse on. So it's just staying up to date of, what are the various platforms to focus on. And then like any business, it's just, adding to the team and making sure we're, creating the right training tools in order to, make sure our team can grow effectively and, serve our clients the best. You want to have a presence. You want to be there if someone searched, but you don't necessarily need to waste your energy all the time. And what we really educate our clients on too is like, how can you maximize your efforts? Like, how can you take perhaps a long form podcast or a long form conversation piece of content that might be really good for YouTube and Facebook and maybe LinkedIn, if that's an appropriate location for you, but then taking that and making those little snippets to use for YouTube shorts, for reels, for TikTok and so forth. forth. And so there's a lot of ways now, which is, I think, a great thing for people, is that there's a lot of ways to, repurpose content now and give it a little bit of a new flair, but you don't actually have to spend that much more time creating the content. Video is going to continue to dominate people's attentions. It's since the beginning of TV, and, in the 1950s, when people all wanted to have TVs in their homes, they have not left. They've just changed, and now they've gone into our pockets. And, it's amazing when I look at my 2-year-old, how she can navigate an iPad, kind of terrifying, but it's what's going to stay. It's how people want to learn. It's how people want to be entertained. And so I see moving forward, any new platform that's going to get created, it's going to be very heavy on video. And I can actually see platforms being created with more AI detection, because AI is taking over and dominating so much that people are enjoying. But there's already on YouTube, you have to select a button to say if any of your content has been altered. And so although AI seems to be taking over, I do feel that there's going to be a lot of pushback and a lot of craving for authenticity, that there will be platforms that are, AI banned. Honestly, I could really see that being the case. Everyone needs to be doing video. It's so simple. Everyone has the capability right there in their pocket to just pick up the phone. And nowadays with CapCut and so many, opportunities within the app to do editing, there's literally no excuse. And for those who are too nervous to go on camera because they say, oh, I hate how I sound, or I don't like how I look on camera, I always say, if you're willing to go to the grocery store and wait in line live, you should be willing to go on camera. Because if you trip and fall on your face in the grocery store, everyone can see it and even take a video of it. But at least with your own marketing videos, you can always take two if you fall on your face. Well, make sure to follow us on, of course, YouTube, Financial Potion. We post videos every Friday at 5 p.m. Arizona time to give people tips and advice on how to do videos on their own. We are on all the social platforms at Financial Potion. LinkedIn, you can find me, Taylor Wellman.